guys, and welcome back to Latasha Hewitt Homes. Happy New Year, if I haven't said that to you already. On this channel, we talk about all things home. And today, you're continuing this momentum of resetting. And right now, we're in the kitchen. You probably hear the dishwasher going right now. But one of the things I wanted to do at the top of the year is to reset my kitchen. Ever since I started this journey of kind of trying to operate more minimalistic, not having a lot of overconsumption of different things. It's been a really important practice for me at the top of the year to kind of go through the cabinets, go through the drawers, go through the under cabinets and see what are some things I'm just not using, I don't need, and get rid of those things. So that's what we're gonna attempt to do in this video. Now I have decided, because it can be a large undertaking when you do something like this, to break it up into 3 parts. So I'm going to be breaking it up into 3 parts. I'm going to start by doing my upper cabinets. And what we're going to be doing, like I said, is going through them, seeing what we're using, how much we really need of the items, and either donating, recycling, or throwing out what we don't need, what we don't use. That's the goal. So if you are interested in doing something like this, or just kind of want to see what the process is like, I invite you to join me. A lot of it, I'm not going to talk the whole way through. I'll just kind of show you what I'm doing, but I'll stop in here and there and kind of give you some of my thought process as I make decisions for what's in the cabinets. You guys ready to do this with me? Reset Kitchen 2025 in effect. All right, guys, I thought I'd give you just a little tour of what we're working with before we start making any decisions. So this is one cabinet area that we are going to deal with. This is probably the most popular one that we're going to evaluate. And this is another one. I can already see it's gotten very messy in there. And this is another one. This is probably the one in the best condition, and the one that I do spend time trying to keep up periodically. And then there is this one. Needs a little freshening up in there. I don't really keep much up here. This is those cabinets, because I never go up here, but we don't have much to do there. I do see something in here. Mason jar infuser. Excuse me. Which, hey, we may even use. So let me take this down. What else do we have up here? See something else? I think this is a bulb for the microwave. So it's good to kind of have that ready right about the microwave. The thing is, I don't even know if I knew it was in there. Okay, and then lastly, this is kind of our cup and storage cabinets. And last but not least, can't forget these, our friends over here. We have these items. Once again, we need to organize and sort through. So that's what we're starting off with, guys. Let's get to it. All right, guys, so as I'm looking in my cabinets right now, my instinct is to just take everything out and organize it as I put it back in. I'm wondering if that's doing too much, but I do think that that is an easy process, one that will help me think about how I want to possibly reorganize things, but also help me to really see everything that's in these cabinets so that I can make some good decisions. So we'll start at the first bottom rows, and then we'll work our way up. Actually, I'm gonna just take everything down. All right, guys, some of my initial observations, having taken everything out of these 2 cabinets, is that we do not use most of the items on the second and third shelves. partially because a lot of it is dishes like this one that I really love. Like, I think this was part of our wedding registry, and I love these plates. I love the tone, I love the texture, but I always consider them as something we would use when we had company. And we don't get to entertain as much as I would like, at least. And so we rarely use these plates. So I think what I'm gonna do, and I'm not really a plate girl. I'm a paper plate girl. I'll just tell you that. But my husband loves real plates. So in times past, he's been using just these regular everyday, I call them like everyday plates, right? But I'm gonna get rid of these so that we can actually use the dishes that we've had for almost 20 years, right? So and I think we'll be okay. We have 8 of those plates plus an additional 4. So, well, actually other additional plates. So I think we'll be fine even if we entertain. And chances are, if we entertain, typically you get some really nice plasticware that you can get rid of and don't have to do a lot of dishwashing. So I'm really going through this process thinking of how can we make this kitchen a little bit more practical and actually use the items that we have, and not just hold on to a bunch of things for the just in case. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put these aside. The things that we have enough of that we have been using, we're going to move those into the prime location so they can actually get some use. And that's what we're going to do these first 2 cabinets. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so this is what I did. I put the plates that I want us to utilize more at the bottom. I also put these other plates that I would like for us to utilize for every day. I made the second row bowls. So, and you know, some of these are like cereal bowls, some of these are like deeper bowls. Some of these are saucers that go with the bowls, but they're here because we do utilize those. Now, these are some of the dishes that I'm preparing to part with because we have enough of these bowls. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we never use those bowls, so we have enough to continue the same use. And we have these saucers. We now have these saucers that we never used before, but now we're going to use. And these plates we don't need because we have plenty here. All right, so we've narrowed down to just what we're going to use, and I think it's a good amount, and I feel like we'll get more use out of the items that we have instead of just storing them in the cabinet. And I am keeping this random plastic bowl because sometimes you just need something that doesn't break. So I'm going to keep that. It has come in handy and we definitely use it, but I'm kind of hiding it because, you know, it ruins the aesthetic a little bit. But I'm happy with our results so far. Now you will notice that I still have these mugs here because I'm going to use that same concept in this next cabinet. Last year I went through and got rid of so many mugs. Now it's time to evaluate, and I'm already seeing right now that I'm probably going to let go of my infamous Walt Disney World cups. I mean, I love those cups. This was one of the best trips that we've ever went on as a family and with friends, but now I don't like the way they look in the the cover. And this is our level up year. This doesn't scream level up. This screams we're living way, 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 way in the past. And I'm all about, you know, the memories and all of that, but we have so many of them in our hearts that we don't need them in our cabinet, right? So let's start this process now. All right, guys, this is all of the drinkware we have in the cabinet. That is not even including, oh, it's still going, what we have in the dishwasher. So what I'm gonna do is pare down some of these so we can now utilize some of our matching mug sets that we once again have not been using. Like, what's the point? I do have a lot of things over on this side that I will keep just because they serve, you know, a particular purpose or have a certain meaning. But some of them, the ones that don't, we're going to get rid of so we can start utilizing these sets that go along with the plates over there. So what I am going to do is run these through the dishwasher because they don't get used. They've just literally been sitting up there collecting dust. So we're going to run those through the dishwasher, and then we're going to place those items right in a prime position so that they can get some use. That's our strategy. All right, guys, while we wait for the dishwasher to finish so we can put those dishes in, we'll move on to the next set of cabinets, but we're making great progress. We're going to utilize the same method of just taking everything out of the cabinet. This right now, the organization piece has just gone haywire. So it's time to get that in order, decide what needs to be donated, what may have expired, and make the appropriate adjustments. I did not take the stuff off of the top. I just organized it. This is considered like my husband's shelf in the cabinet. This is where he has all of his favorite Jamaican seasonings and items that he needs when he's cooking his particular items. So we keep that up on the top shelf for his use. I kind of just organized it once so he could see easily what's available, so he doesn't have to rebuy certain things. You know how that is. Because I see two of these Royal Cola. I don't even know what he uses that for, but maybe that's for punch. Anyway, and then I have the other items here that I have so far. I don't have a lot of, I don't really stock up on stuff. I buy groceries based on what we're currently using. I made this little section for my daughter. She is into making those Starbucks dupes now at home. Make sure she has to get the decaf, girl. We're not doing that caffeine strong like that. So she has a little syrup there, and this is the protein powder she likes to use. And then I have like a little tea drink station that I created back there. I'm not a big tea drinker, but sometimes when we have guests, I want to offer them tea, so that's there. And then maple syrup that we use a lot for our overnight oats and other things. That's on that side. And then these are, I don't really drink, I like hot chocolate. I don't drink it a lot. The only reason I had this is it was for a fundraiser that I was going to be donating this to. It didn't happen, so I just put it in the cabinet. This is something that I like to put in my smoothies. And then there's some coconut oil that I use when I'm making my chickpeas, which those two things go together, which is why I have them stacked together. I use that with the coconut milk and the coconut oil. And then I have my apple cider vinegar back there, which is great for so many things, and I like to have it accessible. So when we go grocery shopping and buy other things like beans and other canned items, this is where they typically go on this shelf. We're kind of making this the drink slash, you know, add to your meal type section down here. So it makes it easier for people to find things and put them back in the appropriate place. There we go. Done with that set. Let's move on to the next one. All right, guys, now we're moving on to this section. This was something I think I did as part of the channel last year. But this has held up pretty well. I will say my little Dollar Tree containers. Some of the stickers fell off. That's okay. We can tell what they are by now. That has really helped keep things organized in here, and definitely use these on a regular basis. And I fill them up. I buy the bulk items and fill them up as needed. Definitely love that system. Same thing for down here. Let me turn. Same thing for down here with the chia seeds that we use, the baking soda, cornstarch. This is flaxseed, brown sugar. So this is kind of like our baking section, but this is also the things that we use for overnight oats and other things where we're trying to incorporate our chia seeds and also our flaxseed. Now, periodically throughout the year, I like to wipe these down. So I see right now that this has something, oh, that might be on the inside. And send these through the dishwasher when they get to the point of empty. So right now, I think what we're gonna do is just take these down, give them a good wipe down, and then put everything back in there neatly. So we are done with this section. We wiped down all the items. Most of the labels are still there. The other ones we can tell what they are, but nice and neat, ready for refilling or use. We also have some space like tucked in those corners that we don't really put things in because we can't access them easily, but they're there for extra storage if needed. But the system has been working well for our in-cabinet pantry, if you will. All right, we had a little break, but now we're moving back to the last two cabinets. This is kind of like the spice cabinet. It's also where I keep the pasta. I'm thinking about moving the pasta sauces from the other cabinet to this one. I haven't quite decided. I just think it makes sense to pair things that go together with each other. And this goes through so many changes of being organized and not organized, but I do like the little shelf and I try to utilize it as much as possible. Although I have been trying to buy bigger spices like this size so it lasts longer. So these don't really, well, actually it fits okay. But because I have so many of the other ones, I guess I could put the bigger ones on top. But a lot of times they slide off because they're so large. So I hadn't really been utilizing it as much. I've just kind of been keeping those smaller ones on the shelf and keeping the bigger ones over here. So anyway, we're going to take some time to rearrange this, get this in order, straighten these shelves up, and this shouldn't take us any time at all. We are done in here. We wiped down all or most of the bottles and put everything back in its place. I decided to put the things I use most often up front and the other seasonings that not quite as frequently in the back. And this is something that I try to maintain every so often because sometimes when other people are cooking, you know, they move things around and I find myself just going back and trying to put things back on the shelf and put things back in order. This is some additional seasonings that I use up here, made it visible so I could see it. And this is the pasta. We're just gonna leave it up there. And it helps me kind of see what I have at a quick glance and what I need to replenish. So that was done pretty quickly. Now we're gonna move on to the last one. All right, guys, so this was the big project that really started my minimalist journey last year, or a year ago, maybe a little bit more than a year ago. Because I just felt like we had too many plastic containers and we were able to like narrow all of that down, and we've kind of been maintaining the system. We just need to organize this better. We don't have a whole lot of these containers, which is great. I actually prefer the glass, but we do have a few plastic ones that I usually store like leftovers in the fridge and things like that. And then I replenished some of our like meal prep stuff, like for lunch, pre-packing it. I purchased these just recently and threw out the other ones that we had because they're not long-term. So this is for the ones we're going to use this year to pack lunches and things like that. And Kaden got a little snack one as well. So I try to keep like the plastic up there, the glass down here. So we're just going to organize this, make it neat, and then we'll be done. Also at the top, we'll look to see if we need to get rid of any more of those cups, mugs, tumblers. If not, we're gonna keep them all, we're just gonna straighten them up so it looks better. All right, we are done. We have all the glassware down here, and I don't nestle my stuff. I actually put the tops on them. That helps me make sure nothing gets lost or misplaced. It also manages the amount of inventory, so I don't nestle anything. I only want the amount of space that it takes for the items that I have. So glass down here at the bottom, plastic at the top, and then all cups, bottles, and things that we use are at the top cabinet. So that one's all done, and I'm happy with it. I didn't have a lot of excess tops and things that didn't match. I think I maybe had a couple. This one I'm just gonna recycle. These actually go to cups that I'm gonna wash. And this is an extra top, meaning that there's another one of those little ones somewhere. I am gonna hold on to that because I know it's somewhere. These other random items though, we're gonna recycle. All right. Oh, I forgot I had the other side to do. I thought I was done, guys. But this is why I'm doing this in 3 parts, because it's a lot. It's a lot to go through each cabinet, wipe everything down, and make sure things are what they need to be. But our last section is over here. And this is really kind of like the entertainment cabinet. And really it just needs to be straightened up a little bit. Particularly the bottom row and the top row. But I think this will be quick work, and we'll be done with our cabinet resets for the kitchen. Improvement that we have made in here. This houses all of like cookie cutter baking type stuff the kids used to bake. Some extra containers, we can use those next Christmas. These are some drink holders and the stands that they go with. Some extra glasses that we really just use for like toasting for the new year. Some extra plateware I had left over from an event, some mason jars, and that's pretty much it. Oh, and I found this cute little hand that Kaden had made just from 2015, so 10 years ago when she was 4. I thought that was so cute. That's why I held on to it all this time. So definitely use those when we have hot dishes and whatnot. But this is pretty neat. If I really were trying to make space, I probably would get rid of these because once again, we don't entertain enough to have 2 of these. I think we had these from our housewarming about 6 years ago, and I don't think I've used them since. I don't really know where I got the, this is something that I think they're cute, but we don't need, and we may go ahead and just donate those salt and pepper shakers. All right, happy with that. With that, we are done. All right, guys, your girl is tired. I enjoyed doing that, and I took a little break in between, so I don't really even know how long it took me in all to do it. But you have to do these kind of things when you have the energy and the mindset to do them, because you want to do a good, thorough job. You want to wipe down as you go, which is what I was trying to do, wiping down the cabinets, wiping down the items, and really just having the mindset that I only want to keep what I need. That was the key with these cabinets. I like how everything looks. There's room for more things, but enough where you can see what you have, prevents waste and all of that. I think because it took me so long to do the cabinets that I may do a part 1 and part 2 for this video, just to get it out. But this is definitely a kitchen reset that I'm proud of. We're off to a great start. Tomorrow we'll do the bottom cabinets and we'll do the drawers. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not looking forward to the drawers. I'm not looking forward to the drawers. They're just not fun. But we're gonna get them organized and reset for the new year, just like everything else. right, guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't already, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. It really helps, and I appreciate it. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. We're keeping on with the reset for 2025.